Austrian F1 driver Niki Lauda was so badly burned after crashing his Ferrari 312 that a priest gave him last rites in his hospital bed. Not only would he go on to live another 43 years, but he was back in the driver's seat just 6 weeks later, finishing fourth in the Italian Grand Prix, wearing a modified helmet to make room for his bandages. A week prior, Niki had been urging his fellow drivers to boycott the German Grand Prix at the Nürburgring because he was not happy with the safety arrangements. He felt the organizers had failed to provide enough fire marshals, fire equipment, safety vehicles to cover such a large track. And even though Niki held the fastest time on that track at that time, the other drivers voted to go ahead with the race. On the second lap, Niki's car veered off the track, hit an embankment, caught fire, and then collided with the number 18 car. The other driver exited his vehicle, but Niki was stuck, and he was burning. 4 drivers rushed to his vehicle, with Arturo pulling him from his vehicle in a superhuman performance. If you've ever tried opening a jammed racing harness, you know that you can't simply do it by pulling, but that's exactly what he had to do because of the position of Niki's body. He's quoted as saying that after pulling so hard on the harness, getting Niki out was like lifting a feather. Thanks to Arturo, Niki was alive, but he'd been burning for 55 seconds and lapsed into a coma. It was in this coma that he was given last rites, but obviously he pulled through. Niki opted for a very limited reconstructive surgery, instead wearing a cap on which he regularly sold advertising space. He would have major scarring on his face, hands, and lungs for the rest of his life. Niki missed only 2 races, taking fourth in the Italian GP just 6 weeks later with his wounds still bleeding. In May of 2019, Niki passed in his sleep, having been undergoing dialysis with kidney failure being brought on by complications from his lung damage. Lauda, per his own request, was buried in the same Ferrari racing suit that he was wearing during that 1976 season. Lauda is widely considered to be one of the greatest F1 drivers of all time, and he certainly left an everlasting mark on the sport.